At Neodyne Industries, we have successfully completed a global network consisting of 64 satellites. The project is named Starline Network. This is a monumental achievement.
Hey, Mike.
Starline will unite the world.
I don't think so. The Starline Network is a mere front for a plan to launch a nuclear satellite into space. VSSE has dispatched 2 agents to prevent the launch. Keith Martin, Robert Baxter,
There's some news.
Christy Ryan,
He's still alive.
Wild Dog.
It's almost ready. My dream will soon come true.
Ernesto Diaz, Time Crisis 2.
Your project is going down in flames. They'll be here soon.
Time Crisis 2.
Hello again, this is The Opponent, continuing with after Time Crisis 1 with Time Crisis 2. Released in the arcades in, I think, 1997 and 1998. This is the PS2 port released 2001. Time Crisis 2 is still really popular in the arcades, enough to justify basically remaking the whole game. That's why everything looks different than what you might remember from arcade. I'll just get started right away. With all standard settings. I'm not gonna mince words here. This is my favorite light gun game of all time, and I'll get into why as I go through. Now, with that said, the gameplay is almost exactly the same, but they redid all the graphics, all the music, all the voice acting, but the enemy patterns and level layouts are almost identical. But these cutscenes are new. Like, this scene in particular was not in the arcade. They're all extended to give better lore. It shows what Christy Ryan was up to before her, before this. This isn't the arcade cutscene.
It's me, Christy. I found some data about the satellite network. Haven't the agents left yet?
Keith and Robert are on their way. No one can beat them.
Keith and Robert?
Well, it appears we have a guest. Looks like we caught you just in time. A leak like this would have been problematic, to say the least.
A punch like that, and you think you're gonna conquer the world?
Silence! You have no idea how perfect our plan is. Now take her away. What the? Oh!
Action!
What they need to be said right away, the graphics, they redid everything because, according to the TCRF at least, the engine in this game would later be reused in Time Crisis 3 and even later Time Crisis 4. So that's why the ports of those are one-to-one ports, more or less. This is not. But you can still use this game as practice for the arcade game if you're fortunate enough to have one. I was until I think sometime this year when the one Time Crisis 2 machine in my area was no longer in playable condition. So it finally motivated me to start playing this version. And also notice I'm taking 3 shots on each of these enemies. This is the scoring tech. This is called chase shots. Take 1 hit, and then, oh, I forgot to hit the truck. Okay. Then up to 2 more for extra points. Obviously, if the first bullet hits the head, it would be worth more points. But the other 2 shots don't matter that much. I would like one day to get at least 1,000,000 points. My top score is about 890,000. Also notice that there's a pair of brown dudes at the end of each section. Only in solo games they appear, and that's how you select the routes. Because normally player 1 and player 2 are in predetermined routes, but in single player games you get to decide at some points. 9 shots on that guy. I forgot. Because there's secrets in this game too. Ones that actually amount to significant score and time differences. I just read about this on the TCRF. This engine would later be used in Time Crisis 3, this PS2 remake. Let's see. And they found textures from this PS2 game specifically in the arcade game Time Crisis 3 and 4. There's evidence is any, I think. I need to be really careful in this segment. I chose the left route here so I can be closer to the gate here. Okay, so the boss of this stage, at 4 points in this area, he's gonna come out and attack. If you knock his hat off all 4 times, you get an enter a bonus area at the end of this area. That's really hard to do though, and I can't do it consistently, so I waste shots to mark my aim first. Did I get it? I didn't see. I usually take a hit there trying to get that. But I'd like to get 1 CC on this game because I know this game more or less front to back. If I'm gonna get 1 CC on any of the games today, it's gonna be this one. This feels really good basically doing burst fire, even if you have to do it yourself. The specific cadence of confirming the hit and then getting 2 more just feels really good. Okay, I got that one. Better yet, if you want to learn the scoring tech, this game will just tell you outright what to do. The tutorials in here will explain everything you need to know. If you don't have that, Namco's website will tell you. I missed, never mind. So, if you manage to knock his head off 4 times, the next area will take you to a room full of yellow men who give 5,000 points each. Otherwise, you have to use a machine gun against this tank. I mean, sure, it's a machine gun, but it's actually slower and worth less points. So no matter how you're playing it, you gotta go for that. Combo bonus might be satisfying, but it's actually less than what you would normally get if you get headshots. Also, a lot more dangerous. This is my favorite light gun game, my favorite Time Crisis game. Where's the girl?
They took her to General Diaz, sir.
We gotta stop them now.
Yes, sir.
I think they got the balance of skill and gimmick exactly right. Get that guy back there. And that said, I can't really say I'm a fan of these new graphics. Yeah, prepared for the future, but it's just harder to see because everything is so much darker compared to arcade. And you'll have to just hit the boat only for the opening segment to break those guns. A lot easier and get more hits on. And I don't know how you can maintain your chain here in this segment. Every 10 hits you make on enemies without missing any shots, you get a score bonus, and it keeps it even if you break the time combo. You can keep track of the score combo bonus on the top left. That guy. But you have to keep track of that yourself. And I think that's more fun. It's like counting your own bullets. So ideally, you want every 10th shot you land to be a headshot to get the most out of that score. By the way, I'm playing on Player 2 side because I think Player 2 has it easier with some bosses, especially the Stage 2 boss, and to some extent Stage 3 too. It's also the one I'm used to. That specific cabinet I was mentioning earlier, only Player 2 side was working, but now it isn't. So I had to play this. I'm happy to, now that I can. I'm using the screen flash filter here too, and that's why might see a lot of black spots and blurring. It's that or more flashing than what you're seeing now.
I knew it. These maniacs have got the military satellite. And they're moving it by train.
We better get going. There's no time to lose.
I do have access to Ninja Assault and Vampire Knight, but I don't know those games at all. Maybe next year? This cutscene's new to the PS2 version.
Have the attaché case. They're on to you.
That fool Yakov! How dare he fail? Hurry it up!
Yes, sir.
From the arcade. I forgot the timer. Well, that's to me. I'll get within estimate, I'm sure. I haven't taken any hits yet. Should have been about 8 minutes.
Action.
I'm actually not sure which route's better here. I'm gonna just go left. I always forget which one's optimal.
Action.
I know what to take next time though. Hard to keep your chain going here because you're moving and the targets are far away, but you won't have nearly as much trouble hitting them because your bullets are so wide now. And as has been mentioned in chat, unlike the last game, there's warnings for when bullets are actually going to hit you, so I think in theory you could react to everything and get 1 CC. It's not going to happen because there's still things that you can't react to, like the knife men. Especially stuff that Wild Dog does later on. Another machine gun segment. Careful with your timing here and you'll probably be fine. Don't get greedy now. That's why I'm supposed to take the right side. I can get extra hits. Anytime a large enemy or a boss has to hit both players at the same time, they'll only do it one at a time. And they'll always hit player 1 first, so take the right side. Forgot about that. I'm not used to taking this route. If I hit the left guy by mistake, I'm having a harder time. Player 2 has it much easier here. How am I not taking any hits yet? I usually do by this point. And you can either go for score or end that scene early. I'm gonna just do that for safety. Same here too. You have to hit those 2 barrels in a specific order to get more points out of it, but I can never remember what it is. Now, if you're really fast and kill every enemy here, you'll get some bonus dudes to up here. I've never managed to. There's one now. I think I got him. A second one can come out of here even faster than that. I don't know if this game has rank, but if it is, it's not happy with me right now. You see those blue guys almost hit me in the previous segment? In there too. I'm just trying to play extra safe now. Now, if you want the hidden segment here, there's 2 yellow guys who will go by real fast. Hit them both to access the bonus area. I'm not going to do that because it's not safe. Just get the second one, it's easier to hit. Forgot about the red guy there. You get to fight these yellow guys there. But instead we're going to do this, which is a lot easier. Just have to jump for those. Jump for these guys though. Barely missed that guy up there. He wasn't even worth extra points. It's one of my favorite segments in this stage. Whack-a-mole. Check out this action. I don't remember if you can actually hit this thing early. I think you can in arcade. I think you can here. I don't know if you can do that in arcade. Rick wants me off the machine fast. I have to do so much hiding. I didn't mention it earlier, but I suppose the strength of Time Crisis 1 being so unpredictable on when enemies are going to hit you is that it's the only game in the series where it feels like you're in a life or death firefight where you have to be really steadfast with your cover, as opposed to later games where it's a game you play in the arcade for score. But I like playing this game for score. I'm no good at it, but it's fun. So this boss is really easy. This might be the easiest Time Crisis boss ever.
Nice try, boys. With my job's to protect this satellite.
Time never becomes a problem after Time Crisis 1. Timer here is only to make sure you're actually on the cabinet. I was saying earlier though, if you memorize this boss's patterns, you will never take a hit. pretty easy patterns to memorize too. And this is why player 2 gets first dibs on the boss, because he always aims at player 1 first. You know, just finish as many points as you can. This part's probably one of the most infamous in the game because of how absurd it is. This missile is apparently not primed. He always goes up to player 1 first. Music. This part's a little bit tricky, but if you're patient, you'll get him. Again, be player 2 here if you can. You want? Get greedy here if you want. Ain't no thing. Just be a little bit vigilant and you'll get him. This game and Crisis Zone are the only ones I've ever gotten 1cc on. And I think I only got Crisis Zone 1cc 2 times ever. I'm not playing the PS2 version of Crisis Zone today because it's pretty much a full remake of the arcade game coming many years later, and it changes too much. I can't consider it a port. It's also less thrilling than the arcade game. It does add a lot of extra stuff though.
Did you get him?
Did I get him? Even here you can have a railing kill. Literal railing kill, we're on the train tracks. Now I've been told that the scoring system has changed from the arcade, but I don't have any details as to how. Because my score in this port and the arcade are pretty much the same. I'm playing it the same way too.
My dream is just about complete. And the world will be mine.
Your project is going down in flames. They'll be here soon.
I'm expecting them. Why do you think I kept you alive?
General Diaz, we've got trouble.
So soon? Wild dog, it's time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I believe you when you say the Time Crisis 1 1cc can be done with practice, but I only had 2 weeks because I didn't know if it would get accepted. And I'm just not accurate enough to make it work. Yeah, you do have to just be fast. I just keep thinking you can get some bonus points on that helicopter, but it looks like you can't. Rank's outrageous by now. I haven't taken any hits. I'm doing good time. Still getting time bonuses. I gotta concentrate now. I don't want to take any hits I don't have to. I'm just conditioned to always fire in 3-round bursts. Even in other games where it doesn't benefit me at all. Did that guy not aim at me? Okay, I got the yellow guy. It's always hard to hit because the other guy gets in the way. You want to aim downward as they fall. That guy, okay. If you get that guy early, you save a lot of time because he goes into hiding right afterward. Get the other yellow guy. Notice a change in Wild Dog's character after Time Crisis 1. Okay. I got hit. I never know the timing to that. So, right side. So for this, you want to just hit Wild Dog a whole bunch of times. I don't think I'm gonna. I think you've hit him 20 times before the next segment you get the bonus room. Bonus room replaces the usual enemy waves with a lot of yellow men who will never hit you. I don't think I'm getting it. I didn't get it. Oh well. I just make this segment a little bit easier. You can get a whole bunch of hits on Wild Dog for bonus points. But they play his theme here, and then not in the next segment where you have to fight him even more. 21 hits.
Wild dog, why is it taking you so much time to get rid of them? All right, I'll take care of this myself.
I've actually been doing price hits in Time Crisis 3. I think 1cc might actually be easier than 1. Just have to abuse the sub-weapons as hard as they'll let you. No. You can only get 1 hit on the bosses in this segment. this. Hit him in the hand, you get bonus points, but I'm not doing it because I'm not practiced at that. He punches you in the face, and that does as much damage as a bullet, somehow. If you hit him in the hand, frames before he would connect, you get up to 10,000 points just for that one hit. Four helicopters, only 6 hits I think on each of them. Right side on that. You're allowed to actually hit Christie there, and you see the X, but you don't lose any points to get penalized for it, which is kind of strange. Also, Wildlight just kind of dies, playing over the regular music and not his theme. This is the start of a long, long running gag involving how he keeps coming back.
VSSE, you fools. Action.
Be careful now. Now, be careful hitting Ernesto Diaz because if you hit Christie, you lose points and it takes even longer to recover. I don't think I should have gotten that. Come on, hit him. Why am I having such a hard time hitting him? I'm actually running out of time. I don't believe this. That's really embarrassing. I need to watch out for that thing for some reason. Right side. That's the last branch to take.
Thank you.
Now the last boss, I love this final boss segment because he can either do it traditionally, hit the pilot, or just unload as many bullets as you possibly can to maximize score. I'm gonna just go for the 1cc though.
Still there. This is just a prototype. We are ready to launch the real one.
Why do you have a prototype here?
You are like roaches. I underestimated your persistence. This is not a real satellite. Anyway, let me entertain you.
So, Ernesto Diaz, I'll pop out occasionally, take a hit on him to advance the fight. You can also break off pretty much everything on this satellite. I recommend going for the missile launchers because they'll become a problem later on. And this is why I take the right side. So I get to do this first. It's an easy boss, really, but it just really tends at the arcade when you're trying to get 1cc. Anything can go wrong. I forgot to go for the rocket. Except for those, it tries to slam the mirrors into you. You just hit the whole body. Build your combo out that way. Wait, last phase. I don't need to go for scores. 2 more, I think. Oh, you can just keep hitting the body and Diaz will somehow die naturally. I didn't swap, but I got no miss, but still got 1cc on my favorite light gun game of all time. Yeah, it's a new score record for me too. I don't know how I managed that after taking a hit. I really like this game because they introduced a scoring system and a reason to actually hit enemies multiple times. And I think no matter how you choose to play this game, you're gonna have a really good time. You can choose to play it for speed and just memorize the whole game. You can maximize score and really try your sharp shooting skills. Or you can just credit feed it and enjoy the spectacle. There's something for everyone in this game. And I think Time Crisis 2 hit that balance exactly right. More so than any game to follow. Now with that said, all the Time Crisis parts have extra stuff. Time Crisis 1 and 3 have an extra scenario, but this game came out in 2001 on a CD and not a DVD like Time Crisis 3 did. With that said, it still has a few extra things. It has the Crisis mission, which reuses the stage layouts for training missions, but there's one more game you might have seen in the arcade around the same time as this, and I'll get to it as soon as these credits are over. I'll have enough time. My estimate's 45 seconds. Thank you all for your support. Told you I'd get 1cc on this. So, how exactly did I do? Maybe I can get 1,000,000 points. I just have to stop being so greedy. 15 minutes. 10 underestimate. Check out this music. Like holiday music. Happy holidays, everyone. It also gives you options for different ammo types, unlimited ammo, machine gun, wide bullets, but I'm not going to use any of those. I have a couple of 1cc's. I beat my last score by about 500,000 points, or 50,000 points. There's one more thing here that this port has. It's not exactly a port, it's a recreation. You might have seen a Namco game called Quick and Crash, that big machine with the gun in the holster and the cup. This version has a recreation of it. I'm going to put one credit just because it's here. Namco was really committed to make the home versions of their arcade games worth it. If you find this game, don't pass it up. You can still get Gun Cons at reasonable price too. The cabinet looked like this. If you saw one of these in your arcade, I hope for your sake that you took the time to put one credit in. So let's just play the regular game.
Hello there. Let's start the game. Keep an eye on your aim and do your best.
See if I can get a time under 5 seconds.
Go! Whoa, excellent. Well done. You are ranking well.
No, I'm not.
Level 2. Ready? Go! Whoa, excellent. Perfect. You're in the top 10 ranking now. Level 3. Ready? Go! Whoa, excellent.
Here it comes.
Perfect. You're in the top 10 ranking now. Level 4. This is the final phase. Shoot the cup. Ready? Go! Oh, great.
Nothing is more satisfying than watching that cup explode. I don't think
Perfect.
I didn't
Great.
beat any of my scores, but
Your next challenge.
Namco was doing all kinds of strange things at that time. That's it for Time Crisis 2. I'll be returned shortly with Time Crisis 3. You're watching the Coin Op Classic 2022 of Retro Gaming Live TV. Stay tuned.